we're facing a lot of problems in Latin America with access to innovative treatment. That's something that, in fact, we have discussed in one of the plenary sessions in this meeting. We do have access to bispecific, especially in Brazil and Argentina. The other countries in the region may be a bit behind. We also have some experience with CAR-T and CAR-T cells and bispecific trials. So we do know how to manage patients, how to deliver very good quality of care, and the benefit that all these treatments provide to patients that can get into this kind of treatments with expanded access programs through commercially available drugs or even in clinical trials. I mean, the challenges for bringing CAR-T cells to Latin America is the cost. It's a very expensive treatment. So sometimes pharma industries are not always so enthusiastic about going to a market that is not so economically strong. And on the other hand, we do have some issues regarding the government and the involvement of the government with all these kind of health policies that are expensive, but that they also have a benefit for all cancer patients in the region. That's for the access to the drug or to the treatments. Then we have some kind of barriers that depends on the centers. For CAR-T especially, you do need some kind of infrastructure that is not very different from a bone marrow transplantation unit, but you do have to have there in your country a facility that works with the same SOPs that a bone marrow transplantation unit works with. So it's not feasible to have CAR-T in all centers in the region. The region is very huge. There are a lot of diversity, heterogeneity, different people, very broad. So it's not so easy. I work in a CAR-T cell center that works with usually clinical trials in my country, but it's not feasible to have it everywhere because you need a very academic and you need a lot of things to build on that infrastructure to have CAR-T. With bispecific, it's quite different because it's quite easy to deliver. It's sub-Q shots. Everybody can do that. Maybe the main barrier is to manage all the adverse events and having tocilizumab available because sometimes tocilizumab is not reimbursed and you need to have tocilizumab in-house in order to treat CRS if the patient develops CRS syndrome. So sometimes access to tocilizumab is also worrying. And education to the treating physicians, education to patients, education to caregivers, so that it is safe to deliver these innovative treatments in this kind of facilities, centers, house, with all this population that have quite a different way of seeing the disease, knowing about the disease, interacting with the healthcare system that may be in Europe or in the States. So you have to think ahead how to deliver these treatments in centers in Latin America for Latin American patients. So Brazil is doing an excellent job. Well, they are 300 million people, and I mean, economically they are doing quite well. And I think that once these kind of innovative treatments are in the region, and we do have some experience, we usually benefit all from that. So that's usually Brazil, then Argentina, then Mexico, and all the others. Colombia is doing quite well. So all the other countries join also in this kind of innovative treatment. So I am enthusiastic, maybe. Hopeful. I really hope that all these treatments get to Latin America and Latin American patients in the future. And I think it is feasible. We have to work on that. We have to work on barriers. We have to work on awareness of the government, the institutions, the centers, the payers, in order to get these treatments for patients. But I think we can achieve that if we work as a community towards bringing the better treatments to our patients. Yes. I do appreciate this opportunity to talk about Latin America. I think it's quite important that we also have a voice in the myeloma community and we can share our challenges, our barriers, our difficulties, and what we want for our patients. And I think it's great that also in the IMS plenary session, we discuss about equity, access to treatment worldwide, because we're talking about Latin America, but it's not only a Latin American issue. Also patients in other countries, in Europe, in the States, that maybe do not have a very good healthcare insurance, do face these difficulties that most Latin American patients face. So I think it's very important that as a myeloma community, we talk about that.